everybody, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to another die-cast restoration video. Okay, so a little bit of a change from the norm with this one. I've downsized a little bit. I thought I'd do a couple of the old Matchbox models, and I had this one, and it had a piece missing, and I thought, well, I'll have a go at that. And plus I'm trying to catch up again with my models, so I thought I'd do a couple of small ones like these Matchbox ones, and you know, it might help me to get back on track. But I know I keep on saying that, get back on track, and then I get back not on track. But anyway, so I thought this one might be a bit quicker, but it is a little bit you know, it took a little bit longer than I thought it would, but it on the whole it wasn't too bad. Okay, so this one was Matchbox LESNEY number 26, and it was a FODEN cement mixer, but it had the drum missing on it, and I managed to print a drum on my 3D printer, and I think that was, as I've said later in the video, Lee from Time Riders Wee Little Cars. He has I don't know, a channel or whatever on Thingiverse, and he's done some designs like that for pots that it's hard to get, and this drum was one of them, and he's got the STL files to download for free, so I downloaded them onto Cura, well, like this particular one, and then I printed it on my 3D printer, so that's good. So thank you, Lee, for that. I have, in the other couple of other restorations that you've already seen, well, one of them I did the tank, and that I had to change the size on Cura. I had a couple of goes. The first time it didn't quite work out, it was a little bit too big, so you know, I'd made it too big, so I had to downsize it a bit. So I just played around with the percentages and got it to the right size. But anyway, this one was the right size, so I didn't need to do anything. Okay, so I've done it almost as original, but just slightly, little bit more detailing on the front, as you'll see, and a couple of little bits of silver here and there that the Matchbox didn't do, but on the whole it's pretty much the same. So I'm pleased with the way it turned out, and I hope you will like the way it's turned out as well, and you won't feel a bit fed up that I've only done one of these small models in my videos. I want to try, like I say, different ones now, spread out a little bit from Dinky and Gorgie, just to see just to see what happens. Okay, so as I always say, please sit back, relax, enjoy watching the video. Let's see how I got on with this one. Right, let's take a closer look at this one. What we got in the base. So it's a FODEN cement mixer made in England by LESNEY, and that's number 26. So again, the base is slightly twisted. You can see it's twisted down in the front, so I think it's gone like that. Now we've got the black plastic wheels. These are, I think they're all free. Oh no, yeah, they're all free on the axles, so those are not seized on, which is a good thing, so we should be able to get those off okay. The obvious thing, we're missing the drum. We've got a bent pillar there and a slightly bent pillar there, and I can't make up my mind if the cab is pushed back. I think it is on this side, or whether it's just made like that, but it does look as though it's been pushed back a bit, so yeah, compared to that side. So we might have to try and straighten that a bit, which isn't going to be easy without damaging the pillar further. I think that middle pillar gone a bit sideways as well, but I really don't want to mess with that because I end up breaking it for sure. So this bit where the drum sits on is riveted on, so I'm going to leave that like it is. I'm going to take that off. We have to get this plastic piece off here, the remnants of the old drum. And then how's this cab fixed on? Wait a minute. I'm not sure. Oh, we might have to... Yeah, I was wrong there. This bit that the drum sits on is actually part of the chassis, so we do have to undo that rivet. But technically one wouldn't need to undo that at all, but yeah, I've got to get the base off, or the cab off the base, because the base is bent there, so we're going to have to split it in half. Oh, and that's bowed as well that way, look. It's that shape, banana shape. So we need to straighten all that up. You can see that back axle is, or not back axle, back mudguard is pushed in a bit like that. So yeah, that needs all straightening. Okie dokie then, so we need to get the drill that rivet out, and then get this in bits. Okay. Right, okay, let's get these wheels off. I've got my old ropey tool here, it's getting a bit knackered, this one, I don't know if it's going to do. Yep, that's the first one off. Doesn't need much. Yeah, that's probably enough. Yeah, no, not quite. A little bit more. I don't want to. I did a bit too much on the first one. Oh, that's gone somewhere on the floor. Get this one off, and then I'll go looking for that one. Hopefully it's gone somewhere where I can see it. Bit more yet on that one. That one seems to be peened on a bit more than the others. Ooh. It's been quite hard, that one. It's got much more of a mushroom than the back ones had. That's him. That's that off. Okay, I'm going to look for the one on the floor and then we'll drill the rivet out. Right, okay, I'm going to just try and drill a little bit. I don't want to do too much because there's not really any depth in there to put a rivet, so I might have to just glue that back. Or failing that, I'll just put a very shallow, almost dummy rivet. Might go slightly bigger with this one. Yeah, it might be enough. Let's just see. I'm getting bits of metal on my paper here. Little screwdriver. Wrong drawer. Find my small screwdriver here. There she is. She's hiding right in the front of the drawer. It's going up there. Oh, it's gone. I might glue that back. So there. That's more or less that. Now I've got this piece to get off here. Now I don't know what I might do with that. I don't know if I can maybe cut it. I don't know if my snip can cut that. Just try it. And these snips are getting a bit knackered actually. I'd rather get that piece off. Yeah, that's gone. And then what I might do, this piece of rivet here, I might just file it. To put the new drum on. Now I've got a new drum here that I've printed with a 3D printer, and this is Lee, again from Time Riders. Hang on, I'll get this right. I've written it down right. Right, so Lee from Time Riders, Wee Little Cars. This is one of his designs that he's got on Thingiverse, and I've downloaded the STL file onto Cura, and that's what we've ended up with, which is very good. So what I need to if I file that bit around so I can get that drum on, I might then have to drill that out and put a screw in, tap it, put a screw to hold the drum. So I'm not sure, I can't see how deep, you know, because like this piece is that deep, that sort of should be inside that drum, but I don't think it's printed quite that deep. I'm not sure. It may well have done, but it may well not have done, so I can't really see, to be honest. You might see from the camera there, I can't see with the camera in front of me, so I'll have to have a look, but it actually does look quite deep. So we'll have to just try that out. It'll be trial and error, so I'll definitely file that down. We'll have a look now, maybe. Where's my file? There you are, this one might do. Let's see. Sorry if I'm going out of shot. Right, let's try the drum. I might have to, whoops, I might have to drill the drum out very slightly. See what, that's too big. Sorry for all the rattling and too small. This one, is that the one I've just tried? Probably it is. So that might do. Yeah, we'll try that. We'll try that one. If I knacker up the drum, it's not a problem. I'll just print another one. So. Right. Oh, not quite enough, hang on. Yeah, still not quite. No, I'm going to have to go very slightly bigger. Very slightly bigger. And that's the same size as what I've just used, I think. No, we'll try it. We'll try it. Sorry for all this faffing about. Okay, I think we're just about there with that. Not quite. Not quite, but not far out. Now, we're there. We're there. So, I can't see how far through it is. I think it's probably about right. Okay, well, I'm going to fiddle around with that. Now, we've just got these pillars which are bent. Okay, so those pliers won't fit. I don't want to. I'm going to have to be careful doing that. I'm going to have to be very careful. Just trying to think how can I do it. That middle one is slightly bent in as well. Suppose I could use these pliers. I don't like using these because they leave teeth marks. Yeah, slightly better, but they're still not 100%. So I'll have to think of something. Oh, nearly dropped my drill on the floor. That's just about it actually. It's not far off. A little bit up the top maybe. I don't want to go too far, because I might end up breaking it off. Okie dokie then. Well, I'm going to put that in the caustic, and then we'll come back to it when that's done. And oh yeah, I've got to straighten this piece here. It's not far off. That's not far off on that one. This bit. Oh, that was my fingers cracking. Got my fingers stuck now. Not bad. Not far off. Okay, I'm going to put this in the caustic, and then we'll come back after that when it's probably all cleaned up. The wheels, I'm just going to shove in my ultrasonic cleaner to clean them up a bit, and then I might drop them in some tyre dressing, you know, that stuff for the tyres that you put on car tyres. I'll put some of that on, and then we'll see how it goes from there. Okay, see you in a bit. Right, we've got that all cleaned up, been in the caustic. I've drilled a hole and tapped it for the screw for the drum, which I've got my gubbins in to hold it. This is done. I've done some of the casting lines in the cab didn't bother about these because that's going to be covered. Yeah, so we're all ready to go. The drum I haven't I've put some filler in the end because it was where it printed, so I'm going to smooth that off and then clean that with some methylated spirits, and then I'll put primer on that as well. Okay, well, that's it, all primed up rather. Come out alright, but then the primer usually does, as I've said before. So that's the barrel done. I put the filler in. Probably could have done with a bit more, but I'm not too fussed because sort of most of it will be hidden anyway, and once it's got the orange paint on you won't really see it very much. So that's all ready for me to go and put the colour on. So this is it, Otolac acrylic. Not a lot left, but there's enough for that. That's the code, the orange. This is the closest orange I've got. It does look brighter on the camera than what it actually is. That's the code number 42650. And I did have some other orange, but I think it's too bright, so this is the closest. I'm not fussed about being absolutely spot on the right colour. I use a spray can, so I use whatever colour I've got that is the closest. The whole thing's been repainted anyway, so it's not original anymore, so it doesn't matter if it's the colour's slightly not the right shade. But having said that, I'm quite sure that if you put loads of these models together, the same ones, it'll all be different shades anyway. Okay, so I'm going to go out and spray that now. Okay, so that's all painted now. Done a few coats. Come out alright. That one. So what I want to do now, hang that back up. Hang that back up. Out the way. This one, I want to scrape the front and the unbanging into the camera lens. Yeah, I can't see what I'm doing. Okay, I've done this bit here, so that's what I'm doing anyway, and I'll do the rest off camera because it's a bit tricky. I've got to do around the windscreen here, so I'll do it off camera because it's easier for me to see what I'm doing. Right, okay, we got that done. I had to do a little touch up right up there because part of that line had gone, and I scraped it a little bit too far, a little bit too much, but I've painted the headlights and I've done the bumper silver. I know probably the original Matchbox model wasn't quite like that, but I've done it like that. I think it looks slightly nicer with a bit of detail on it. Done that cap there, and I've just done those two bits of the like foot treads in the back there, silver. So that's all ready now. What I'm going to do is just go outside and lacquer it. It's got quite a shine on it anyway, but I'm just going to lacquer it, give it that little bit more, all the bits, and then yeah, it's going to be nearly ready to reassemble. Right, okay, we're all ready to put it back together. We got all the bits here. Done the wheels, I painted the wheels, cleaned the axles up. So what we're going to do first, I'm going to pin the axles. I'm a bit scared about doing this, to be honest, on this one. I'm not used to such small models. Now, are these wheels the same both ways? I don't know. Not sure if they are. I didn't really check. It's got a lot of wear in it, that one. Okay, so I'll put that one through anyway. Let's start with the back. Nervous. Okay, so I've got a punch. Hang on. I don't know. I'll put it up there. I know it's a funny angle. Right, let's see if I can do this without bashing the mudguard. If I bash the mudguard, I've had it because I've got no more of this paint left. I don't want to bang it too hard in case I bend the axle. Actually, that's it's starting to splay out quite nice, or mushroom quite nice. I'll just hit it straight, I think, and then I might try it with a drill after. It's quite a lot of, you know, quite a length of axle there. Close, steady neck. And now I've chipped a bit of paint on there, right on the top there. Well, not chipped it, but I put my finger on it and I've rubbed it off. I'm going to have to see if I can actually just get a little bit of paint out of that can. Otherwise I'm going to have to do a bit of I don't know what. Okay, I think might have slightly started to bend the axle, so I'm not going to hit that anymore. I'm not going to hit that anymore. Okay, I'm going to do the others off camera and then get back to you. Okay, start again. I don't know what happened there. My camera went off and the battery's not flat. It's a newly charged battery. So we got all that done. I could perhaps paint them a little bit more, but I don't want to do it and ruin something. The wheels are not going to come off. like that, and it's for display purposes. Right, so what I was saying before something happened to my camera, I couldn't get the drum on because of the paint on the shaft, but as I pushed it on, and then it just pulled that paint off, so that's fine. Okay, so we're going to push that on. There you go, she's on. And I've just I've just scratched that with my finger now. Where's my... Well, I've got a cocktail stick here. I'm not used to these tiny models, I'm afraid. I'm going to have to get used to them because I want to do a few more. No, hang on, just put a dab of paint on. God, I shouldn't have done it with a cocktail stick, should I? I should have done it with a brush. Okay, here we go. I'll get a brush. Got my brushes there. Dang, that's going to show now. I was lucky. I've just touched up those other bits. I managed to get a tiny bit of paint out the can. Okay, so I've got to try and get this screw in the thing inside the drum, and it's going to be nigh on impossible, I would say, because the screw's already falling off my screwdriver. Let's try a bigger one. I don't know if that's going to be too big. Yeah, that's not even going to go on the end of that. There's one. This might be better. That's a better one. Look at that. So, got to get this washer on it now. Now I've got to try and... I think this is going to be an impossibility, to be honest. Because I don't know if I'm screwing it in the right place or not. It looks like it's in the right place. I'll tell you what. That was first go in the right place. Now that bloody paint there, it's a bit darker. It's a bit darker. Well, I've touched it up. Never mind. Right, okay, so what we're going to do now is to put the base on. Tongue in the groove. Push that up. What I'm going to do, bit of super glue in there. Bit of super glue. I'll put some on a pot. Like this. Enough. Too much actually. Cocktail stick again. Oh no, yeah. Cocktail stick, yeah. Use a cocktail stick. Whoops, I've dropped everything now. I've got some on there, so that's not good. Don't want that on my fingers when I'm doing this. That's that. Move that out of the way. Oop. Okay, and we're going to click that together now. Well, that's the plan anyway. There you go. Quick. Okay, so what I might do now, that's all shit from when I put the drum on off the shaft. Yeah, what I might do there, bit of 5-second fix maybe. Now I have got a new thing of 5-second fix, but being the tight ass that I am, I'm still going to try and get away with using some of this one, the old one, because there's a little bit left. So I'm going to put that into there, like that. And now I've lost the cap of the blasted thing, stuck to the paper somewhere. Okay, let's see. And I'm shaking. I've got the shakes for doing the bins again today. Okay, so I want my torch. Got my torch on there. Okay, so now what I want to do, no, it's not hard enough yet. I want to just sort of make a dimple in it. Need to use something like the brush handle. What's this like? Okay. Don't know if I quite did it enough. Okay, when I've finished with the torch, I'll put a bit of paint over that. Okay, so I've got a little bit of this orange paint left, still wet, I think. I hope. I'll put a dab over this. It wasn't 100% successful really, my idea. It didn't really make the dimple, but anyway, it's underneath so you're not going to see it. Okay, so just check I haven't made any more chips anyway. Shame about that piece there being a different colour. I might make it worse. Tell you what, I'm just going to paint the whole back of it. I know it's cheating a bit, but I'll do that and then I'll just put some hand lacquer over it. I think that's the easiest thing. Hello. And you're not going to notice it then. There, that's the easiest way to do it. Okay, so I'm going to leave that for a few minutes and then I'll put some hand lacquer over it and then that'll be Bob's your uncle, we'll be done. Not turn my light off yet. Which will be good. Right, that's another one saved this time from the Matchbox scrapyard, and I think it's turned out quite nice in the end. And this is where the 3D printer's coming into its own. I'm starting to get more the hang of it now, and it's great that you know, people have put these STL files on Thingiverse for us to use. So thanks again to Lee, Time Riders Wee Little Cars, for, you know, having this on his Thingiverse channel, whatever you call it. And yeah, well that's a model that wouldn't have been done otherwise. Right, so I do hope you've enjoyed this one. I've enjoyed doing it, something different for me. And what I'm going to do is same as usual, outdoor shots. We'll put it on the turntable, compare before and after, and that'll be that. So if you have enjoyed this and you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and well, join me again in a couple of weeks time for another diecast restoration, whether it be Dinky, Corgi, Matchbox, I'm not sure. I have got another Matchbox one I'm ready to do, small one like this, so I'll probably be doing that soon, but who knows, we'll see what I fancy doing next. Okay, so until next time, please take care, look after yourselves, and we'll see you in the next video. So cheerio for now, bye bye, abato, see you next time.